Hi, my name is Ken Schwartz of Precise Sharpening, and today I'm going to introduce one of the Nubatama stones that's in the bamboo series. It's a 1200 grit stone. You can see the nomenclature for it. That's a Nubatama, the bamboo series 1200 grit stone. So what I'm going to be doing today is assessing it for the first time, fresh out of the box, so this will be my first impression of it. I'm going to be using it for sharpening both the single and double beveled knife. So here we go. My very first impression of it is that it's an extremely smooth surface for a 1200 grit stone. Just extremely smooth. I don't know how else to describe it. So I'm going to put just a little bit of water on. Let's see how it reacts. Okay, so it doesn't immediately soak into the stone, so it's not going to be an extremely porous stone. So let's just cover the surface lightly with just a little bit of water, nice and evenly, and let it sit for a minute. Give an idea of what it looks like. Okay, so it's absorbing a little bit, you can see over around here. So there's some degree of porosity, but not very much. So let's begin. We'll give a little extra water. And the knife I'm going to use is a Mukimono. It's a single beveled knife. As you can see, that's not a sharp edge here, that is a sharp edge there. It's used for decorative work primarily, garnishing and so forth. So we're going to begin a little bit and start in. And initially I'm going to use very light pressure just to see what it feels like. Okay, so I can immediately see some black indicating that it is going to be cutting fairly fast for this level of polish. And let's start seeing, I'm going to wipe a little bit of the extra water off the stone. Okay, and I can see already there's some swarf, some metal swarf buildup. And I'm primarily concentrating on the end of the stone, just for comparative sake. So there is just a little bit of mud buildup starting to occur. Again, extremely smooth feeling, very mud-like. Almost reminds me of a Monzen Aoto stone. You can hear it cutting if I stop talking for a second. And so again, not extremely porous, somewhat porous. It is building up mud very nicely. Let's start looking at the rest of it. And I'll add just a pinch of water here. I might mention that this stone is extremely popular in both the fish markets in Tsukiji in Tokyo, as well as in the Kyoto fish markets, just as a incidental. So they can't all be wrong. Let's see what this thing does. Okay, I'm starting to get a nice mud buildup. Let's take a look at the mud for a second. I'll give it a little more water in the meantime, and we can see, again, very smooth brown mud. Okay, producing a very nice even looking finish. Let's wipe a little of this mud off and return it to the stone. Give it a little rinse and see where we're going here. Okay. It's looking good. It's feeling good. Let's work it a little bit more. And I didn't dry the knife off because that brings just a little bit more water onto the stone as well. Okay. Very smooth, very consistent, good cutting action. Very enjoyable stone to work on. And these are some of the characteristics one tends to look for in a stone. Again, very consistent, smooth looking wood. Very nice. Okay, let's take a look at this and see where we've gotten. Very nice, consistent finish.